The leadership in Atlanta, Georgia at that time, Negro leadership, had never met with the white power structure, ever. That had to change when we came along because we took the position that, no, we got to talk to the people who are really creating these problems. That was this volcano, racial volcano that was lurking below the surface, where you had the blacks were quiet and they were going along and very compliant with the status quo. But every time a black person got lynched, or every time a black person who was 70 years of age and was called a boy, or when they had to get out of the way of white people, every time they suffered these daily indignities, that was creating more lava within this racial volcano. When the four young men sat down at Greensboro, at Woolworths, that was the tipping point. That was an inciting point that caused this volcano to erupt, this racial volcano. And the younger blacks, myself, and we were all saying, we can't take this anymore. Once those young men sat down, within 120 days or so, 70,000 other young black persons who were going to college erupted and started challenging those sit-ins. It was not the lunch counters. That was just a convenient thing to start this battle. It was employment. It was schooling. It was housing. So when we started this movement, we had to battle with the college presidents initially. But when they saw that we weren't going to back down, they finally relented. But actually, I've got to give credit to Dr. Harry V. Richardson, president of ITC. That is the man who broke the mold of the college presidents in that major meeting that we had with them. And he began by saying, and I'm paraphrasing, I think the students are correct. And he said, I'm going to support them because I have a PhD from some prestigious place. He's the president of a college. And he said, if I go downtown, I can spend my money, but I can't eat anywhere down there except maybe in some dinky place off near a bathroom. And of course, quickly behind him came the other president, Dr. Cunningham, who agreed with him. So all of a sudden we had this split between the college presidents. So Dr. Clement, brilliant man, conceived of the idea of the appeal for human rights and asked us to write it. And that's how that came about. It was a compromise. Clement's position was, well, if you're going to do this, you need to tell the world why you had to do it. And when you think about it, that was a brilliant suggestion from him. That document, it was like a manifesto. And it's still being read today all around the world. By the time of the March on Washington in 1963, the South was abuzz with all the activity from these young students. Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee had been put together. Every state in the old states of the Confederacy had a very viable movement for justice. I had heard that I Have a Dream speech at least 2 or 3 times earlier than that. But the masses had not heard that speech, certainly masses of white people. And so that particular speech has become I guess you would say the We Shall Overcome of the Civil Rights Movement. King was trying to get America to update in its actions toward people who were not white. Update them so that there would not be this dichotomy between what we practiced and what we preached. The price of freedom and justice is an eternal struggle, and that you cannot necessarily win a victory and go home. The relay of freedom is a relay wherein each generation, we have learned, is going to have to run their leg of this relay.